I was in there this morning and doing well, so I'm going to do some more right now. Prepping for the next run. Didn't get anything super great, although I did get a Rejuvenators piece that I can sort of work on fitting into my Overeater set. Although I didn't check to see if it's the same slot as something else, so I may just crunch it. I did get a couple Aegis pieces. Not modules, sadly. I think I did get one Aegis module, so that's good, I guess. All right, so let's pop some buffs here. Good that you can see this now. First person, there we go. When you do it in third person, it takes too long to come back in. There we go. I'm gonna park her down here. I figured out this is a better position for her, because then she can just pick up the box that gets dropped here, or the baggie. I guess it's a present with my mod. All right, so I am on the correct PA raid. I accidentally started the previous one with the wrong thing loaded, and yet I was still able to kill really well, which just goes to show how powerful the Pounders setup is. It compensates for a multitude of sins, which is phenomenal. Yes, I was only doing like 2100 damage for a while, but then it would still end at like 1 minute, which was insane, even though I was built all wrong. Okay, so there's that. So we're going to run through the consumables. I've added the int food there. I've swapped to glowing steak because of cheaper. Okay, so that's good. Cycle. I don't need to do that. That was dumb. I am still using these serums just because I have so many of them. And for those who are annoyed by my chewing, I'm not chewing right now, so I don't have any iced chew. And yes, I'm still getting the loading screen of death, which sucks, but it is what it is. I'm swapping to my other character to see if it, see how it borks out this client. I can't hear what's happening on the stream, so that was probably a bunch of unintelligible gibberish, where it was probably cutting in and out of the audio. Because I'm looking over at OBS and it's saying, skipped frames due to encoding and rendering lag are like really high. So that was probably because whatever Fallout 76 is doing, likely with the graphics card, which is the only way I can imagine they're able to interrupt the kernel for that long, is really bad and really annoying. They should write their program better, so it surrenders control of the CPU deliberately on a regular timer, rather than dominating it and just trusting the UI or trusting the OS to take care of it, which apparently it's not. Let me get rid of a little bit of radiation there. I don't know why it's doing this. Getting that weird lag.
Warning, energy usage critical.
I'm not going as high as I should for some reason.
Security bunker on.
Let's double check. Yeah, 56 special, 56 strength. See that cursor bug where it senses, oh, you have a cursor. We're going to move the selection of your UI to that position. Even though I didn't use the mouse to get in there, it goes, well, I'm just going to give you a cursor, and I'm going to position your selection there. It's super, super annoying. They need to fix that. I try to do as much as I can using the keyboard, and the game should stop trying to give me an automatic selection that is anything but the very top of any list. That should always be the default, if the mouse has not moved since a user has used a keyboard control to open up a UI element. It should just automatically disable all positional selection based on anything with the cursor. Because you can never know where the cursor is, because you don't have one when you're normally playing. So you can't, you can't move the cursor to the top and then open the UI. It doesn't work that way. I mean, I suppose you could, look down, which for me moves my cursor up. Because I use flight controls, the inverted y-axis, because that's just the way my brain works after running flight simulators in my early days for so many years. And I'm not talking like good flight sims, I'm talking like Apple II flight simulator. This is 1982. You do that for a year and then your brain just is wired that way. So the joystick, you pull back on it to go up, push forward to go down, and that's just the way it is. And you can hear when you can't being attacked. It's stupid. It's really strange. Okay, now I'm getting up to 2500. That could be just because of the lag. Some weird lag that was going on. See that? It should be at the very top. It shouldn't default somewhere down the list. Alright. Yes, this guy's starving to death, but I don't care. Oh, there we go. Come back. It's really annoying. Really, really annoying. Nope. Come on. Cabin's the weak spot there. Alright, let's quickly do this. And yes, I have a mod that lets me see where the sweet spot is.
Unauthorized access of secure
And I'm doing this because I want to learn Gatling Plasma Plane. And there's a chance, a very low chance, of dropping from that event, or from that robot, or any robot that flies around, any of the drop bots, supply bots, whatever you want to call them. I'll loot after my other screen stops being stuttery. Watch this. It'll stutter. See that? It just locks up. Can't do a damn thing. Thank you, Fallout 76, for being a pain in the ass. I'll do some minimal looting there. Grab these. I'll move away from the potential explosion there in 5 minutes. Swap back here.
Warning. Self-destruct countdown in progress.
No Gatling plasma plans.
4.
This is an automated message. Evacuation
There's
is in
one
progress. Please proceed to the nearest exit
plan
in
or
an
mod that
orderly
I'm
manner.
missing for it, that I want. The others I don't care about.
Alert. Unauthorized personnel detected. Activating defense systems.
I do have the mod learned where I can, or not learned, but I did find the mod that lets you have an accelerated barrel so that you shoot faster. So that's like best for that particular mod slot. And I don't remember what the last one was. Anti-armor thing? I don't remember. One slot lets you make it go faster. The other slot is something else, and I don't remember what it is.
Warning, energy usage critical. Temperature unsafe zone.
Because I've not been a big heavy gunner user
Take shelter.
until now, except for the Holy Fire, which I think is beautiful. I've shown that weapon off before when I was farming robots for some achievements months and months and months ago. fall all around me. Yeah. Power armor is not my favorite. It creates a lot of barriers to play, which I find annoying. The whole maintenance of UI when it comes to the power armor is tedious. Having to take it off to craft is tedious. Having to remove it to do various things is tedious.
Warning.
Having to get into it is tedious. Having the bug when you get into it is tedious. If you're not in third person, which I think the bug has to do with being in first person, and occasionally it will flake out. So I always try to switch to third person before I get in, otherwise it could trigger the bug. I've never had it trigger when I've been in third person. Plus, I very much enjoy the stealth play style. I always have,
This
ever
is an
since
automated message. Evacuation is in progress.
some
Please
stealth
proceed to
games
the nearest exit
were out
an
in the
orderly manner.
late 2000, the late aughts.
Alert. Unauthorized personnel
I forget what it
detected.
was, but it was an Xbox
Activating
game where you
defense
stealth
system.
around and, you hit someone on the head and you drag their body and put it in a box, I loved that sneaking around play style. It made me feel powerful in a way that is smart powerful, like as opposed to just brute force killing things, face to face. There's a certain power that comes from the intelligence of being able to evade detection that is pleasing to my brain. And I enjoy that very much here as well. Now I do have a loadout that switches to a more tanky build for public events, for example, where I can't be in stealth because you just can't be. Well, you can't. You can try to do it, and sneak, but you'll just be detected the entire time. So it sort of defeats the purpose of all the perk cards and the legendary effects that rely on being in stealth or being undetected, or at least being out of danger.
10, 9,
So I swap to that when I'm doing public events.
6, activated by 20 seconds. 4, 10, 9, 8, 7.
So like I will set my health when I'm in my stealth commando build, my normal stealth commando. I'll wait here until this. I'm not seeing any dropped frames now, so I keep talking. So I swap from being around 18% health, which puts me at the high end of nerd rage range. I will bump it up to 25 or even 30% or even 40 or 50%. Like the higher health will buy me protection from mutated enemies that reflect damage. Although I rarely ever hit them directly. I try to only use AoE to kill them. On those weird occasions when you do accidentally hit them, then having a higher health protects you from like instant death. So, but I normally hover around 25 to 30% health in a
This
public
is an
event or when I'm
automated
doing
message.
like a caravan.
Evacuation is in progress.
When I'm doing a
Please
caravan
proceed to the nearest exit
escort,
in an orderly manner.
and then I will swap to one of two other weapons,
Alert.
either
Unauthorized
the
personnel
quad
detected.
explosive handmade
Activating
for
defense
public
system.
events, where I could just tag things in the general area, just sort of blindly fire it in a general area and it just explodes everything around it. So I tag things so I can loot it later, and of course I get XP if I tag it. Or I will switch to the railway rifle, it's a mouthful, railway rifle, that Ticket to Revenge, which is a fantastic weapon for caravans. And that's the only thing I ever use that for. Because it's noisy and I don't like noisy weapons. But it is a fun weapon because it can usually kill things in 2 shots. The first shot like either misses or doesn't do much, but then your next shot is
Security bunker on.
guaranteed crit,
Take
so
shelter immediately.
when you do hit with it, it basically one-shots most things. Except for like Sheep Squatch, the Agua, the Death Claws, But then you just target their weak spot and they're dead within like 5 or 6 hits. It's phenomenal weapon. Very limited situations for me. And since it's a rifle, and I'm built for rifles in my commando build, it's like a gimme, like, oh yeah, a rifle. All my rifle perks work just fine, and it's an automatic, which I'm commando, so that's automatic. I don't ever do rifle builds. I don't ever do handgun builds, although that's supposed to be coming soon. Like, they're supposed to be buffing the handgun damage, so that might be a thing. Might be really fun, who knows? Sorry, pistols. I guess they're all handguns. But the pistol builds are supposed to be good in the next... Maybe when the ghouls come, We'll see. I'll wait for other people to test because I just don't have the patience for that. I'll let other people test, I'll find out what's good, and then I'll try it out for myself, and if I like it, then I'll do it, and if I don't like it, if it's in no way better than what I'm already doing, I won't switch to it just for the sake of switching. That's dumb to me.
Please proceed to the nearest exit in an orderly manner.
But if there is some DPS damage, some playstyle benefit, or some, equilibrium of perk cards that works out better for more things overall, like if moving those points over to agility is better when I'm sort of balancing out different types of builds within my Commando A entry on the machine, when I've assigned points to various things, and I have my legendary cards all set up, then yeah, I'll swap to it. Like if I get a fantastic weapon and it's fun. For example, I never seriously considered the, I forget what it's called, it's the plasma rifle that has like a pointy end on it. It's got a big back end, and then there's like this pointy thing, and it goes choo, choo. It almost looks like an alien weapon, but it's not. I forget what it's called. Gatling laser, maybe? I don't know. But it has this funky look to it, and I see people using it, and I'm like, why would you use that? But then I got a hold of one that had reduced action point cost. It had increased chance to hit by 50%. So I'm like, okay, let's just run around. I put a prime receiver on it. I tricked it out with, good mods. I think it was, it wasn't, I don't think it was anti-armor. It's in my case. I'll show you here in a second. But it's, but then I was going around Morgantown, which is sort of where my base of operations is on my alt. So I tend to base a lot of things around Morgantown. It's just a nice centralized, there's a vendor there. There's a testing grounds for the Morgantown airport. I can test things there if I need to. So it's just nice. So I went around there and I shot ghouls in the head from like very far away. And it was like choo choo, choo choo, dead in 2 hits, right? And so it felt a lot like the Ticket to Ride railway rifle, but not super damn noisy. So that was nice. So I might try that. Where is it? Here it is. Plasma Caster. So you can see, okay, it's assassins, which didn't really help against the ghouls. So VATS enhanced and VATS optimized. It was actually quite kind of fun to use. Really high damage. Things would die in sometimes just 1 hit when I would shoot at the head.
This is an automated message.
And I'd never really seriously considered one before because it felt clunky, and I didn't want to reserve that many science perks to it, like 6 science perks with like I'm doing now. Like if you can see, expert, master, and regular. But this is sort of like a tailor-built build just for this one encounter. And if I stop fighting him, then I'll just, erase this from my setup. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. So I'm going to go and buff myself with whiskey. And psychopath.
Offline. Initiating repair procedures.
2560 is beautiful. Now, it would be a little bit higher, but I'm not using the best melee food.
Warning, energy
I'm using the second best melee food, which is much easier to get, and it's apparently fine because it's working just perfectly. I'm going to swap over here, grab those. And yes, she's not doing a bunch of things, so I'm sort of funneling all of her food and water to him in a sense. Like normally he just eats sliced cake just because it's cheap and easy, and I don't want to use my perfect bubble gum because I reserve those for making overeater armor, or the overeater mods. Perfect bubble gum for that. See, the problem I have with the that weapon, the plasma weapon, is that I believe it's classified as a heavy gun, not as a rifle. I could be wrong, but I think it's a heavy gun. If it is a heavy gun, that does alter the way I would set up my main build, which is stealth commando, right? I would have to like re-architect it. So the beauty of the railway rifle, the Ticket to Revenge, is I don't have to change anything, right? As far as the way I've distributed points across the specials and whichever legendary effects I use. Well, with one exception. It means I would move out follow through and move in taking one for the team. But stealth builds still work just fine with taking one for the team, and the public setup still works just fine with follow through, because in those situations I'm just tagging. So the DPS is not as important, with the exception of using Ticket to Revenge on escorts, where you do want to do more damage, but is it worth swapping those cards for that 10-minute period of time? It's debatable. If you have 1,000 perk points, maybe, sure. You know, you swap it back and forth all the time. I'm not at that point yet because I've used as many perk points as I can to level up all my legendary cards, which are now fully maxed across the board, just for completionist, you know, just to that warm fuzzy of having done it. And that's why when I look at my perk points, I only have 110 of them, right? So I'm still not to the point where I feel the luxury of being able to just swap cards back and forth willy-nilly, because that would eat into that 110 pool pretty quickly. Hopefully, when the next patch comes out and I can open up all those perk packs that I've sort of banked up, because I've gone from 2080 up to 2216 here. When I open all those, and then I have the absolute wonderful possibility of having, you know, 150, maybe even 200 unspent card points, right? If I look down here, if I can, you know, pick a perk, if this gets up to like 200, then that's like a huge bank of things I can just fall back on if I run out of perk points. That's if I swap, you know, twice a day. You know, I would still maintain quite the lead for a while.
Alert. Unauthorized personnel
I can't even
detected.
imagine swapping
Activating
twice a
defense
day,
systems.
using up one card's worth of perk points in one day. Seems, I don't know, wasteful? Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's totally worth it. But that's only because I only have 110 perk points. If I had 1,000, then I would just do it without even thinking. I'd be like, okay, swap you, swap you, swap you. One of the benefits of, you know, some of those people grinding out for 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 10,000, you know, level. They have so many perk points, or they have, you know, 3,000 points available to buy cards. So they're basically at a point where they don't have to ever think about running out of anything
Warning,
there.
energy usage critical. Temperatures reaching unsafe levels. Security bunker online. Take shelter immediately.
When I'm talking like this, I neglect combat-related things, so that's why my, like, Psycho Buffs runs out, my whiskey runs out, because I'm, like, not great at that level of multitasking for social things and for game things. But let's do a double check here. Looks like Deathclaw Steak is good. Let's see. We have another 11, 12 minutes before we have to hit the machines again. Deathclaw Steak, Glowing Meat Steak, we're good on for now. And so far, having 3 pieces now that have the reflective effect on them doesn't seem to make phase 1 consistently be faster. Sometimes it's, it lasts for 3 seconds because I just get several really lucky procs. And other times it lasts just as long as it possibly can, like, where I don't enter phase 2 until like 35 seconds or 40 seconds.
This is an automated message.
So I don't know if it actually
Evacuation is
benefits
in progress.
considerably on this
Proceed to
fight.
the
Is it
nearest
worth
exit in an orderly manner.
picking over something else like Rejuvenators or Aegis? I don't really know.
Alert. Unauthorized personnel detected.
Maybe if I have 5
Activating
pieces,
defense
it'll be
system.
consistently a very short phase 1 fight. My luck shifts between 30 and 33 depending on how long it's been since I've had whiskey. That's another nuisance thing that they need to fix.
Damage. Defenders offline. Initiating system.
God, I love you Pounders so much. Best mod in the game. In my opinion. For Melee anyway.
Error.
For Auto Axe
Warning,
anyway.
energy usage critical. Temperatures reaching unsafe
It is the
levels.
best Auto Axe
Security
mod.
bunker online. Take shelter immediately.
I do not know how well it fares on other melee weapons that take longer to kill. Or that you don't... Like, I can't imagine it would work well on a melee weapon that you swing over and over again, because wouldn't it just take forever to ramp up? Seems like Furious would be better then. Or anything, really. I've just resigned myself to accepting this long loading screen because I can't get rid of it. Something happening over here? Getting all this audio activity on the second channel here. What I was saying, in case that was all cut off while I was loading, I've tried various things to try to eliminate that load portion where everything locks up. The wheel stops, the computer locks up. It's like the computer itself is crashed, and it's about to throw kernel panic, which I wouldn't be surprised.
Alert. Unauthorized personnel detected.
I've tried to, like,
Activating
reboot
defense
the computer, and then upon rebooting, not open a browser window. Like if maybe Firefox is, when it loads the video decoding modules in the background, maybe when those load into the video card, it messes things up, Maybe there's some race condition there that's messing everything.
offline. Initiating system diagnosis.
Psycho. So yeah, I don't know what Fallout 76 could be doing with either the CPU or the graphics card GPU that causes it to lock up for that long.
Unsafe levels. Security bunker online. Take shelter immediately.
I can't imagine it's something with the system board. It has to be something with the GPU. Because I can't imagine any other component being able to clobber the system and overall other than the GPU. Like if you tell the GPU, do this and do this and do this, and the GPU, the 3090, which is what I use, goes, okay, I'm going to commandeer this and this and this. I think at that point the system goes, okay, I yield, you got to do what you got to do. But that's just my theory. We're still good on carry weight. But a program should never be able to clobber the system like this. And it's not like it's running out of memory on the GPU where it has to unload and reload resources again and again, right? Because this card has 24 gigabytes of data, or storage area. There's no way. I could almost load all the textures of the entire game in that 24 gigabytes. I mean, I know some of it's used as a buffer, but still.
Evacuation
screen
is
buffer.
in progress. Please proceed to the
Yeah,
nearest exit in an
multiple
orderly
screen buffers
manner.
if it's doing page flipping or page switching.
Alert.
Still,
Unauthorized personnel detected. Activating
I mean, I don't know
defense system.
specifically the way that 3090 does its memory handling, but for them to lock up the graphics card for that long tells me they're not playing nice with yielding CPU time to other things on a regular basis. Like, you don't say, here, load this 12 or 25 gigabytes or 24 gigabytes worth of data in one call. Right? You say, I'll load this, 100 megabytes, then I yield. 100 megabytes, then I yield. I'll load these few textures, then I yield. And that gives the system itself time to process other tasks in the background.
Warning, energy usage critical. Temperatures reaching unsafe levels. Security bunker online. Take shelter immediately.
I've been a programmer since 1980. Not full-time, not with every possible system, but I know enough that I can usually figure out where things like bottlenecks are. What's the likely culprit? And that's my theory, is that it's the GPU that's killing the system at the behest of Fallout 76. And this sort of raises the question, would swapping to a 4090 or even a 4080 or a 4070 fix this problem? Would the GPU no longer do this, if that's the problem? It'd be great if that were the case. Not that I'm going to buy one. Not this year, anyway. Maybe at the end of this year. This 3090 has served me well since March of 2021.
This is an automated message. Evacuation
And it
is
even
in
paid for
progress.
itself,
Please
which was great.
proceed to the nearest exit
Mining
in an orderly
Ethereum.
manner.
It was the only way I could justify getting
Alert.
it. Was when I wasn't gaming, or even when I was gaming sometimes, I would mine Ethereum in the background. So even though it cost me $2,000, and the system itself cost me another $1,000 to put together, it's a $3,000 rig, roughly. It more than paid for itself. Of course, you can't do that now, because Ethereum's no longer mineable. Because the developers are selfish, greedy
Warning,
asshats.
energy usage critical. Temperatures reaching unsafe levels. Security bunker online. Take shelter.
Who have this
immediately.
weird obsession with increasing their staking pools. It's such a stupid way of doing it. It centralizes the cryptocurrency even more than it already was, considering Vitalik Buterin almost has complete control over it. Not on paper, but in practice he does, which makes it a terrible investment. And for a while there, when you could use proof of work mining, the prices were fantastic. Of course, the price for the whole crypto market then was great, but even after that, it could have still done well if they had not moved to proof of stake right before, everything peaked. Because now what happens is if you own a lot of Ethereum, then you make a lot of money from the staking pool. If you own only a little bit of Ethereum, you only make a very little bit of thing. It doesn't matter, if you have a good computer, bad computer, there's no effort required in this venture. It's just a matter of how rich you are. The rich get richer and the poor struggle to get up. That's the way they've done it. They've basically turned Ethereum into fiat currency in a sense. With
This is an automated message.
What's the,
Evacuation is in progress.
what's the term for
Please
being close
proceed
to the
to the nearest
generation of
exit
money?
in an orderly manner.
Giving you a special position? Shit,
Alert.
can't remember.
Unauthorized personnel detected.
Yeah, I'm one of those
Activate
people.
defense systems.
I'm one of those people that's down on fiat. And I'm very pro-Bitcoin, but not pro-crypto. And if you don't know the difference, then I would look it up. I'm very pro-Bitcoin, very anti-crypto for the rest of it. For all of it. Every other crypto, you can just go screw it. It's all a grift on the back of Bitcoin. And that's just my opinion, of course. And we know what opinions are like.
Warning, energy usage critical. Temperatures reaching unsafe levels. Security bunker on.
Opinions are like
Take
assholes.
shelter immediately.
Everyone but yours stinks. But my opinion comes with a lot of first-hand experience in the space. Fortunately, I did not lose money to like FTX or Celsius. I was fortunate enough to... My spidey sense was like, this doesn't feel right. This is... It's dumb. My spidey sense kicked in and I was like, this doesn't pass the sniff test. So I did not put any of my money in any of those exchanges. In fact, any money I did have, and it wasn't like a lot, I pulled off the exchanges immediately and put in a private wallet, like a wallet that I control, because not your keys, not your crypto, right? So I very much understood that aspect. I had long shied away from Bitcoin for years, much to my, kicking myself for being that far away from it because of the Mt. Gox situation. I thought, oh, the whole thing is just so unregulated and terrible and it's just out to steal from you. And of course, I know better now. I know more than I knew then because I actually found people that could explain things better than the way I understood it then. I almost got into Bitcoin mining in 2012. I never stopped kicking myself. I opened a account at Coinbase in 2013. They put $5 worth of Bitcoin in my account when it was $100 per Bitcoin. That went up to $700, $800 by late 2017. Yeah. And then it crashed again, which is now we know is what it does. And we fully plan on it and we buy and sell accordingly. But by November of 2017 or December of 2017, it was like $800. Then it crashed back down to about $150, and then I hadn't used the account for 5 years because I'd totally forgotten about it. Just out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. And so the state of Ohio, they relinquished funds to the state of Ohio, and I figured that out when I tried to get back into mining, or not get back into, get into mining for the first time in early 2021. And so I realized, oh, the Coinbase account had like a little alert saying, we've sent your funds to the state of Ohio. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember opening this account now. And yeah, they put money in there, and there's that little entry for the $5 they put in. And then holy shit, it went up really high. And then, wow, it crashed, and then they sent the crashed amount to the state. So, okay. So I sent a thing to the state of Ohio to get that back, and they, within 2 months I had that little bit of money back, so that was nice. So that whole unclaimed funds thing is a real thing.
Energy usage critical. Reaching unsafe levels. Security bunker online. Take shelter immediately.
So yeah, I mined on this card to get enough to pay for the system that I built. So that was fun. That was fun to figure out. And then after that, it was just a matter of, no, now it's paid for itself. I'm good. And now I can't do it because electricity cost skyrocketed. And it's just not really economically feasible. It's cheaper ultimately just to buy, Ethereum even, or Bitcoin. It's cheaper to buy that and just sit on it for, 4 years than it is to mine any of it. In my particular area, where I live, the electricity costs are like 13.5 cents per kilowatt hour. And you think, oh, it's not too bad. But compared to some places, it's great. Like California, 25 cents per kilowatt hour in some places, maybe 30 cents even. Here, 13.5 cents, not bad. But that's not even break even for many of the cryptos that can be mined using proof of work. So you basically just don't turn anything on. You don't waste the electricity. It's like spend $200 paying for electricity that gets you $150 in crypto. It doesn't make any sense. Just use that money to buy the crypto and you've saved yourself $50. I mean, if you're really committed to that particular crypto, like Ethereum, well, not Ethereum, but Ravencoin or one of the other ones that can still be mined. Using GPUs, like using my 3090. There's like websites, whattomine.com, where you can look that up. And they're all basically, when you consider energy costs, electricity costs, you punch in 13.5 cents per kilowatt hour, and it ends up being, oh, you're losing $1 per day doing this. Like, nothing. There was a time in April of 2021 when there was this huge craze with NFTs, which, in retrospect, were the dumbest thing possible.
Take shelter immediately.
So stupid. But people were spending $1 bazillion on NFTs, and that was jacking up the cost of Ethereum transactions to the point where I was making $20, $25 a day on using my card, right? So in 1 month, I could pay for next month. I could pay off, this or that or the other, as far as like the money that I'd invested in the computer. So that by the time the following November rolled around, or whenever that is, they pulled the plug on mining. I forget whether I think it was August of 2022. I think it was either I don't think it was August of 2021. I think it was August of 2022. August or September. By the time that rolled around, I had made, even though the amount of mining that I could do, or the amount of money I could make, dropped down to like $4 or $5 a day. By then, maybe even $3 a day of net profit. It was still net profit. I was still helping to pay off that card or this rig, and then even just bonus money on top of that. It was fantastic.
This is an automated message. Evacuation is in progress. Please proceed to the nearest exit in an orderly manner. Alert. Unauthorized personnel detected.
So that endeavor, you know, mining for myself for the first time and seeing, I was using a place called NiceHash at the time, like initially for the first several months, and you basically mine Ethereum or whatever coin is the most profitable at that time. It's nicehash.com. Then they would basically give you Bitcoin in exchange for that horsepower. And the way it works is someone out there is using their Bitcoin to buy your hash power. So they're essentially trading Bitcoin for, say, Ethereum. And they obviously are making a little bit of money, so you're losing a little bit of money in the process, but you're being rewarded with Bitcoin, which is better in so many ways than just getting straight Ethereum. But you could also like go to a mining pool and just get Ethereum straight. And I did that after a while. So I earned a lot of Ethereum, not a lot, I mean, you know, X amount of dollars worth of Ethereum versus X amount of dollars worth of Bitcoin, which I did try to sell some at the beginning, but then I sort of got into that hodl mindset where I'm like, well, I'm just going to sit on this and see what happens. So I'm going to learn that part of the cycle, the 4-year cycle that they talk about, where Bitcoin and everything else, of course, follows Bitcoin. So Bitcoin rises to a peak, and then it crashes back down by, 70 to 80% of what it was at the peak. And then it sort of sits there for a while, bumps around, and then it starts to climb a little bit again. And then you hit the halving, and then it starts to climb more and more and more and more. And then now you're on that bull run again, and now you're up to the peak again. And that whole thing lasts 4 years, roughly. Slightly less than 4 years. So we had one in December of 2013, a peak, and then it crashed 12 months later, 14 months later, and then it slowly built back up again, and then we had a halving, and then started to climb again, and so you reached another peak in December of 2017. That was 4 years after the previous peak. And then it crashed again 12, 14 months later was when you found a new higher low. And then it started to climb again, new halving, and then it started to rise, and it got to a new peak in April of 2021 when there was all that frenzy over NFTs, and then it crashed again as China banned mining, and then it climbed back up again by November of 2021 to a new all-time high of like $69,000 on Coinbase, which is amazing. And then it crashed down to a new higher low of just under 16,000 about 13 months after that, by late 2022. So the cycle keeps repeating, and people keep saying, oh, the cycle's going to end. It's no more a 4-year cycle. But I don't know. I think we're going to keep doing cycles for at least the next 2 cycles, where the price is going to keep following that trend. So based on that, there's a good time to buy and a good time to sell. You won't be able to time it perfectly, but even if you're within, 20% of the all-time high or the new all-time low, the new highest or the new lowest low. No, that's not the way to put it. I don't know what you call it when the low doesn't go anywhere near as low as it ever did before. Like a new all-time high low. So they're thinking Bitcoin could go as high as 300 by October, November of 2025. More conservative estimates put it at 150, 160, 170, maybe 180. I'm sort of in that camp. I think it'll hit 180, maybe 170, and then it'll start to tank again as people want to exit the market. Even if it goes above that, that's still a decent time to sell, because you never, as Rob from Digital Asset News says, you never lose money by taking a profit. So if you can take a profit at that time, more power to you. You've made money. You're good. Now you can sit on your bags, maybe put it into treasuries for a year, and just wait out the decline of the crypto market until it hits its new higher
This is an
low of,
automated
you know,
message.
75 to
Evacuation
80%
is
below
in progress.
whatever the new
Please
high is.
proceed to the nearest exit
If
in
it's,
an orderly
say
manner.
it's 200% or 200, let's say it hits 200,000 in, you know,
Unauthorized
late
personnel
October of
detected.
this year,
Activating defense
it could drop down to maybe 50,000, 60, 70,000, and never go below that again. And you can look all this up by going to Bitcoin University on YouTube. And you can also look up the Bitcoin Power Law. There's a guy, an Italian guy, Giovanni. He's a physicist, and he physicist slash engineer, and he's like mathed this all out, showing how the cycles repeat, showing how you know when you reach this point in time, Bitcoin is unlikely to ever go below this amount, even when it crashes. And while it's not a 100% sure thing, because nothing is, not even U.S. Treasuries, there's always a very slight chance of risk there. It's been fairly predictable so far. So you are unlikely, if you can hold your Bitcoin for 4 years, you are very likely to at least double your investment. Like, it's extremely likely that you'll at least double your money. And if you can buy at the low of the cycle, then you could probably multiply your holdings by 6 to 8, maybe even 10 or 12 times, 1,000% interest. Not guaranteed. There's always risk, but it's been pretty consistent so far. So, for example, I'm not extremely political. I engage politically on Twitter because it's entertainment mostly, and I let myself get worked up, and I'm trying to not do that anymore. So, like, I don't know where you are on the political spectrum, but I personally don't like Trump very much, but he's been very good for crypto. So, in a sense, I'm sort of secretly glad that he won, even though I despise the man. I think he should be in prison. I'm not going to cry about him winning when it comes to my bank account, because what he's done, or what the crypto people have done, he's done nothing really, except a lot of rhetoric, and he's a big liar. So, take everything he says with a grain of salt. But the way that the market has responded to him winning is very good, because Republicans tend to be very pro-business, fewer regulations, enough of this weird social justice stuff. Let's get down to business. And that's very good if you're business-centric, which I am. So I'm not crying about him winning. To me, it's like a mixed blessing. It's bittersweet.
Warning, energy usage critical. Temperatures reaching unsafe levels. Security bunker online.
And there's all sorts of, terrible prognostications of what's going to happen to America because he won, and I don't think any of that's going to happen. That's just silliness. That's just fear-mongering. It'll probably be better than his first term in some ways, and worse than his first term in some ways. I think he's coming into it with more awareness of what it's like to be a president, so he knows what he can sort of what the list of priorities is as a president, and that you could try to push against this and that and the other, but you're ultimately going to lose. So I think he'll try to not fight what end up being losing battles this time around, which is smart. I mean, he claims to be a smart person, so hopefully he will have learned many lessons the first time around, not fight battles that are not winnable, but he'll basically push for things that he knows he can do. And hopefully those things make America stronger in some ways, make us better on the world stage, even if it makes other countries not like us as much. Having other countries like us is nice, but it doesn't make us a stronger country always, right? Yes, it can, but not always. In some ways, it could make us weaker.
This is an automated message. Evacuation is in progress. Please proceed to the nearest exit in an orderly manner.
You can tell I have this on farm and then I'm not even paying attention because I'm going off and pontificating on political things now. Like I've talked about crypto, now politics, which I don't really care that much. And honestly, I don't care. I am a 60-year-old white man. There's nothing about Trump that affects me in any way, right? Like Louis C.K. says, you can't even hurt my feelings. I am a white male in the modern age. You can't even hurt my feelings. Very funny bit. If I were a minority, if I were gay or trans or seriously left-wing in some way, then I might be like really upset. But I'm not any of those things. So it's like, Having Biden as president didn't really help me much. And now anyone listening to this are like, are you kidding? This and this and this. I'm like, yeah, fine, whatever. It didn't, I've never, to be honest, if I look back over history, if I had not known who was president by the news, I don't think I ever would have been able to tell based on anything happening locally to me. Not my paycheck, not my wife's paycheck, not what's happening where she works, not what was happening where I worked, not our house price, not nothing. I would not have been able to tell based on anything that was happening to me personally, right? Prices of groceries. Oop, I gotta switch over to my alt. Wake her up so she doesn't get kicked out. So in that sense, it's like, I'm not really all that miffed. In a sense, politics can be a lot like, choosing your favorite sports team. Where, people get all worked up. And when it's just a bunch of guys chosen from all over the USA, so it could just be some random thing, I'm not really into sports. But like when people are like all about Michigan versus OSU, which is the big thing where I live, ultimately I don't really care, even though I went to OSU for a quarter. I don't really care. It doesn't matter. Because it's just a bunch of guys that came from all over the US to one of those two schools. So it's not like some inherent strength of Ohio integrity versus Michigan integrity and strength. No, these guys are from all over the place. A guy that went to Michigan could just as easily have gone to OSU. This doesn't make any difference. No difference. It's probably more the coach than anything else. So you have, a random collection of guys versus a random collection of guys, and a lot of luck, and timing, and reading, playing the chess of what plays to use and how to work against the other team with their chess playing. And that's very little to do with the players, I think, right? That's mostly to do with like the coaches and how they're reading the game and how they're setting things up, and whether you have the quote home field advantage, which I guess psychologically can be a thing. I don't know the full extent of that or whether I believe it, but supposedly statistically it's a truth. So when it comes to politics, I'm sort of like, I largely view it like I would politics, where it doesn't really matter to me, right? It doesn't really affect me. And that might be a very selfish way to think about it, but I'm 60. I'm retired. I don't give an F. I'm not out to change the world. I'm not out to save anybody, other than people that are already very close to me that I care about, personally. My sphere of influence is very small. My sphere of concern is a little bit larger than that, but not by much. So in a sense, I'm very jaded. I'm very dispassionate about all those things.
automated message. Evacuation is in progress.
The list of things I truly care about
Exit in an
is
orderly manner.
exceedingly small.
Alert. Unauthorized personnel detected. Activating defense systems.
So I don't want to save the trees, I don't want to save the whales, I don't want to save the trans thing or the gay thing or the whatever. I don't care about any of that. It doesn't affect me personally. It doesn't mean I think they should lose. It doesn't mean I want the anti-thing to win. It's just that I don't care to participate. I don't care to expend emotional or physical or mental effort engaging in like pursuing those things and defending them and fighting for them. I'd rather do my own thing that is my favorite thing to do, which is to just exist and play games and make music and have fun on the internet. I try very much not to be rude to people. I will call people out factually when I can. I try to stick to the facts and argue the facts and the points rather than the person. I try not to put people down. If they're being a jerk, I will call them a jerk. Or I'll be like, okay, well, you're just this, and I'll just block them because I don't need that in my life. But I don't care what sex you are, what color you are, what gender you are, what name you call yourself, what your affectations are, what your mental illness might be if you have one. I don't care about any of that. All I care about is your point. Did you make a good point? Did you stick to the facts? Are you lying? Are you appealing or pandering? Are you appealing to some logic fault? Are you pandering? Are you just towing the party line because you're in that party? Can you defend your position? Not that I can always defend my position. I can't. And I'll tell you I can't. I'm like, well, I don't know. That's the smartest thing to ever say is, I don't know. You got me. I hold this position because I hold it, and I don't know why yet. If I could think it through, I would think it through, but I don't really have a good argument to make for why I should hold it over something else. But the other one, for some reason, is not as appealing. I don't know why. It's just subconscious. It is some subconscious bias that I have, and I can't articulate what it is. I know what things repulse me. I'm not going to always be vocal about it because it's not popular sometimes. But some things repulse me. And, but that's my own thing to deal with. It's not, no one else has to change to satisfy my lack of repulsion.
Offline. Initiating repair procedures.
Warning, energy usage critical. Reaching unsafe levels. Security bunker online. Take shelter immediately.
So, like, I've voted for local Republican politicians before, because they seemed like the better choice. But for some reason, I've always voted Democrat, mostly because I didn't like the alternative. It wasn't because I really liked the Democrat. In fact, very often I didn't. Like, I don't like Biden. I don't like Harris at all. But I don't like Trump more. Because I just think he's a criminal. It's just that simple. Like, not just like a minor criminal. Like, oh, well, every politician is a criminal. Well, yeah, sort of, in a way. But this guy's just so over-the-top criminal. He's like a comic book bad guy. It's like it's so painfully obvious. And he's such a pathological liar that it's like, I mean, I can get why someone would root for them for their own, like, they think that he's going to be good for them. And they like that he's, abrasive. So there is some sport in that. So I get it. You like the fact that he's contrarian. But I just look at the fact that he's a criminal. Like, obvious criminal, like adjudicated rapist in a way. He's been found to cheat on his taxes, legally proven to cheat on his taxes, to cheat investors, to cheat contractors. It's like he's a very dishonest person, like pathologically dishonest. He lies almost continually when he's speaking. It's like there's a pathology there, and it's to me it's very bothersome. I mean, I can understand lying as a politician because you have a greater goal that you're trying to meet, you know, like you have like you're trying to accomplish something, so you're sort of like telling white lies or obvious lies that are politically advantageous, and you're very careful about the lies that you tell because you're trying to set up a certain you're trying to set up the environment to work a certain way, right? That is beneficial for many people, right? I get that. There's that lie. But then there's the lying just for the sake of lying. There's lying because you can lie. There's lying because it's fun to lie or exaggerate or tell untruths. And that's what I see Trump doing. And it violates something inside of me where I'm like, that's just wrong. Why are you doing that? It's just, it's annoying. And so that's why I voted against him, because I don't like that character flaw. I don't like his many character flaws. But then again, it's great for business. It's great for crypto. So on that front, it's bittersweet. And people like Warren, she annoys me. I would vote against her every time. If I were able to vote against Warren, which I'm not because I'm not in her district, I would vote against her. I don't like people that have these crusades against certain things like that. I don't like it on the left or the right. I don't like people having this ideology they want to push on other people. That to me is a violation of my own something, I don't know. I don't like being forced to have certain speech. I don't like being forced to make certain kinds of decisions. I don't like having someone else's ideology pushed on me, whether that's a religious ideology, whether that's a social ideology. I don't like that. That to me violates First Amendment rights. And yes, I own a gun, so I'm very pro Second Amendment with limitations. I don't think anyone should be able to own any possible weapon. I think it should be restricted. I think it should be licensed. I think it should be permissioned. I think there should be tests taken to prove competency and safety, just like with a car. So yeah, you can have your weapon, you can have your gun, but no one's taking that away from you. But you should have some competency proven to own that thing. That's my opinion. And we're all entitled to our own opinion. And I don't care enough to get active in politics. I don't care. That's just my opinion, I'm not going to go to the mat for it. I'm not going to go march. I'm not going to do whatever. Those are just my feelings, right? My little feelings. I have these feelings, and they're my feelings, and I love them. Like what Louis C.K. says.
Take shelter immediately.
But mostly, I just want loot and XP. If I can get that, then I'm happy. All this other stuff, who cares? I want loot and XP. And then when I'm done here, I want a really good meal. Oh, which reminds me, I got into this kick where I was trying to learn, or trying to figure out how to make, ribs, like pork ribs, barbecue ribs. And so I, invested in like a digital thermometer that could connect to my phone. I got the Thermo Maven digital thermometer. It's like this little device, and it has like 2 probes, and you stick it in the meat, and then it communicates wirelessly to this like, it looks like about an iPhone-sized device, but it's basically just an intermediary between the probes, which are in the meat, and then the stove top where you set this thing. Whoops. And then the phone connects to it via Bluetooth, and then it sends like the temperatures to the phone, so you can pull up the probes on your phone. It's just amazing. So this was like one of the coolest things I found in the past year. So I was trying to do barbecue ribs, and it's a lot of work, right? It's a lot of work to set up. I can do it. They turn out okay, not great, not as good as restaurant. I haven't cracked that yet, but it was fun to try to figure out. And then I got bored because it was too much work. But then I saw at the store pork loins.
Finishing routine procedures.
Oops, come on, quit lagging out. So I found pork loins, and they were like seasoned in this little packet. It's like a piece of meat about 11 inches long, 4 inches wide, and about an inch deep, right? It's just a big slab of meat from pork, from a pig. And they come in these plastic bags that are sort of like form-fitting around that long, narrow piece of meat. And they're like seasoned in either barbecue, like smoky barbecue, sugary barbecue, herbs, various flavorings, right? And who knows how long they've been there? Days maybe, right? Sitting in those flavorings. And so when you cook them to temperature using this thermometer thing, they just are beyond delicious. Just the most delicious thing. I think I'd rather have this than steak. That's how good they are. And I love steak, right? Like a well-cooked steak. These to me taste better than that in many ways. And they're so easy to cook. You just basically cut the bag. I use a nitrile glove on one hand to pull the meat out, put it on my little piece of foil that holds it on a little rack, and then stick the probe in. I just need one probe. Put it in a 375 oven, and then when the app says pull out your meal, I tell it pork. I'm cooking pork, and then it says loin. So yes, I choose loin, and it sets everything up for me. It's really cool. And then it says, okay, the target temp is 145. And then as it's heating up, it says, beep, 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 beep. Meat will be done in 30 minutes, assuming it continues its current temperature trajectory. And then beep, 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 beep. Meat will be ready in 5 minutes. And then, it hits around 142 and it says, beep, 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 remove the meat from the oven. Because it knows that it's going to heat up another few degrees while it's sitting on the counter. And so it's very smart about how the timing and when you do it. And then you pull it out, you let it sit for, I let it sit for about 20 minutes to let it cool down and let the juices sort of stay in the meat. That's very important with cooked meat. You don't want to slice it too soon because all the juices will flow out. So the meat reabsorbs all the juices, all the proteins do. Like the lattice structure holds the liquid better. And then if there's a big slice of fat along one side, there usually is, I'll get my blowtorch. Like I have a propane torch, and I'll just blowtorch the hell out of one rim or one spine of it to render the fat there and sort of crisp it up. And it's just phenomenal. Flavor to die for. 50 seconds, still pretty good. How am I doing? It's almost, I'm going to just keep going to noon when the XP buff drops off. The double XP. I'll just sort of slum along without all the other buffs, because that one's for free and it's pretty good. My theory is that the double XP buff will drop off in about 12 minutes, because it's no longer New Year's. We're sort of now officially past the holidays. And I'm still good on carry weight. At this point, what I'll do is, if I do run out of carry weight, I'll just I'll pop the utility item carry weight booster. I wonder if they stack. Can you pop 2 of those and get 150? Try it. If one isn't enough, I'll try a second one and see if it stacks with the first one. Well, I guess I found out what I do when I'm just on farm mode. I ramble. I just pontificate about all sorts of stuff that I only know half-assed about. But I guess it should be safe as long as it's just coached within the framework of this is just my opinion. This is just what I think. I might be wrong. You might have a different opinion, and that's fine. We all have opinions.
Activating defense systems.
Whiskey. 6.5 minutes. Not bad. Pretty good timing. We're good on whiskey and cycle buff for now. I don't care if it dings me on luck. Lost some sort of a strength buff. I think that would be it. I'll take another one here.
Procedures.
Warning, energy usage critical. Temperatures reaching unsafe levels. Security bunker online. Take shelter immediately.
That was definitely hurting my my damage, not having those buffs, because they're only 30-minute buffs. Yeah, they're sort of wasted now because I'm only going to get 6 minutes out of them, or, well, 10 minutes out of them. But hey, better than nothing. I mean, they're cheap and easy to get. That's why I'm using those now, because they're really easy to get. So I can imagine if anyone actually does watch this, you're an idiot. If you like this, you like that, you're an idiot. It's like, well, that's fine. Yeah. You're entitled to your opinion, but it doesn't affect me, so. More productive comments would actually be something about Fallout 76. Even better would be something about if I'm doing something wrong when it comes to this run, like maybe you have some experience doing this and you're like, oh, I tried this and this was better. That's actually a really good comment.
This is an automated message. Evacuation
Because
is in
it helps other
progress.
people
Please proceed to the nearest
to learn
exit
more about the
in an
game.
orderly manner.
Those are great comments.
Alert.
Yeah, well,
Unauthorized
you
personnel
just go on and on about this and that, the other. Yeah, it's my channel, so if you want to do that, stream as well, you know. You can say whatever you want to say, and then you can spew your worthless opinions just like I am. Come on, Whiskey. Where's my butt? That's amazing. Can I beat 40 again? Ah, right at 40. Still, that's amazing.
Warning, energy usage critical. Temperatures reaching unsafe levels. Security bunker online. Take shelter immediately.
Yeah, and I fully admit that my opinions in the grand scheme of things are completely and utterly worthless. Just like yours. Unless you're in a position to make change, like on a large scale, your opinion is largely worthless when it comes to all those things. Now, it does matter when it comes to very small circles like your family, your community. You know, if you can affect change at that level, if your sphere of influence, if your sphere of interest is smaller like that, and your sphere of, if your sphere of concern is that small, and if your sphere of influence matches it, then you can probably do a lot of good if you have strong feelings about certain things. But as far as like national politics or international politics or global concerns, it's likely that both your and my opinion is unhelpful and completely worthless. Because we can't do anything about our opinions. We can't do anything to change anything. So it's just our little feelies that we're like, I'm nurturing these little feelings, and they're important to me. I'm feeling my feelings. Yay.
This is an automated message. Evacuation is in progress. Please proceed to the nearest exit in an orderly manner. Alert. Unauthorized personnel detected. Activating defense systems.
Huge burden of weight there. Nope, don't drop those. One of my goals, or one of my hopes with this, is that if I can get all 5 pieces with reflective, that I don't have to worry about getting my luck up anymore. Like, I don't have to worry about even eating the, or at least not the good luck food, right? I'm hoping that I can get rid of all the really expensive, hard-to-make foods, because that acts as a barrier to wanting to do this. Like, I don't like farming that stuff. Like, I'll do it like once in a long while. Like, I'll have a big farming session. Like, if I want to make berry mentats, and I'll like make 1,000 of them, right? I'll go around. I'll dedicate like 6 hours of effort on a day to farm, make shit tons of mentats, and then I'll have other farms going at the same time where I'm buying, or where I'm finding and harvesting the other items that are needed to convert mentats into berry mentats. But then I'm done, right? I don't have to do it again for a year, or at least 6 months or several months. So I'm good, right? But this farming around for 2 hours just so I can have 3 or 4 really good, hour sessions, it's sort of an imbalance of efforts, right? I'd rather only spend about 20 minutes or maybe an hour to get 10 hours worth of good runs. That to me is an acceptable ratio. 1 to 10 or 10 to 1. Spending an hour in prep to run this 10 times feels right to me. That actually is more appropriate to the berry mentats thing, right? Because I can work for 6-7 hours and get easily several hundred hours worth of work out of it, or results. And even if I only got 70 hours, then we're back to a 1 to 10 ratio, right? Spend 6 hours farming, get 60 hours effort or of benefit out of it. But I get a lot more with berry mentats. I get like easily several hundred hours worth of use of that 6 hours of effort. So yes, going into this, it required that amount of effort to get the best possible foods, the best possible chems, all the best possible everything, all lined up, all my ducks in a row to make this work and be effective when I had suboptimal gear, right? You're sort of compensating for having middling gear. And it's even worse if you are, less than, several hundred points where you don't really have all your legendary cards set up properly yet. You're sort of having to compromise there. Thankfully, I'm well beyond that. So, thank God. That's just from having played the game for so many years. But if you can get to the point where you can eat like the food that just comes out of those machines, those little collectors, fantastic. So what I need to do before my next run is to sort of do more research and figure out what I can cut back on. Like, I don't need to farm this anymore. I don't need to farm that anymore. Like the squirrel things, I still want and I'll still need because that's the best XP you can get if you're a carnivore. You know, I was doing really well with brain bombs. Those were easy enough to make, and I have enough materials to make thousands of those. But I'm not a herbivore at the moment. Well, not thousands. I can make
This is an automated
several
message.
hundred
Evacuation
brain bombs
is
right
in
now
progress.
if I wanted to.
Please proceed to the nearest exit in an orderly manner.
Same thing with cranberry relish.
Alert.
Well, brain bombs would be the
Unauthorized
+8
personnel
int,
detected.
and then cranberry
Activating
relish would be the
defense
25%. Very, very easy to make hundreds of them at a time. If you've, you know, just been passively collecting things like sugar, you know, as you level. And just, what I do is I just store it on an alt. Look, all that stuff is going to leave me in a moment. That was weird. My screen locked up. Is the game running out of memory? Is there a memory leak? Is it like, blah, about to die on me?
Reaching unsafe levels.
Usually what happens
Security
is
bunker on.
when it locks up like that unexpectedly or when it lags out, it means it's about to die. Okay, it's noon. So I'm done farming for the moment, and now it's a matter of sorting through the gear. See if we can learn some recipes. Even just one recipe would be nice. Didn't learn any this morning. Did get a few mods, but they're not really... I think one was a useful mod, like through hikers or something. Alright. So we're stepping out. And... Yep, see? Double XP is gone. So, good time to stop. Good time to take a pause. Sort of reassess what I'm doing. I'll go ahead and crunch down some things. And I am starting to make use of the built-in UI when it comes to things I can learn. So I did find that to be helpful. I figured out a way for that to work for me. So that was good. I'm glad they added that. That's very useful. Okay, so before I do anything, I'm going to put the 4-star ones back in because I don't want to accidentally do something with them. That it? Counting the stars here. Oh, there's another one. I missed that. Oh, there's another one. Wow, a lot of 4 stars this time. That's nice. Alright. Now that I have that, I can go over here. Let me actually go over here for a moment. Okay, nothing to loot. Just bring her back up. Oh, of course. Because of course. Oh, well, there we go. That's part of today's scoreboard. Again, she's not really built to do well. She's in a support role, primarily. This is her loadout. Yes, she has these, but I have this loaded, which I normally wouldn't. That way she can share it if he needs to like farm for squirrel meat or something. Otherwise, I have this one shared. Inspirational. And this is also for, the support is here for, let's see what else. I don't remember why I have 15 in charisma. Oh, I think it's so I can, in certain situations, I can buy things very cheaply. Maybe I was testing it. I don't need 15 here. I only needed 9 to share a 3-star card. So I don't remember my rationale for that. What is it? Why am I in combat? Okay. Enough. All right. So I'm not going to use my cheat sheet yet. I'm just going to use this. I know, like, if I see an arrow down here, then there's a high likelihood that I have a chance to learn things. So I like that. So that one, no. That one, yes. There's something I can learn because there's an arrow. Yes, I can learn. Yes, I can learn. Not that I'm going to. Whoops. Chance to learn. Anything that says chance to learn, I want to scrap it unless I... Oh. Oh, there we go. Let me update my spreadsheet real quick. That makes me happy. Even learning one thing. Ah, go away. Didn't mean to open Notepad++. I meant to open the browser. Alright, let me go to my spreadsheet. That was Cavaliers, right? Oops. Yeah, Cavaliers. Alright, so let me move this. See what I do is... Okay, something is doing damage, right? Oh no, that's the machine making that noise. Alright. So, you can see I use keyboard a lot. So what I do is I move this down. I make space there. I didn't really need to delete that, but that's just so my brain can know where it goes. And then move those down. This becomes green. And yes, I'm using inverted colors, which is what I prefer. Okay. So that was nice. Getting at least one out of that is nice. So let's go back to weapons now. Or go over to weapons. Yeah, I can get used to this chance to learn thing. It's so much nicer. Now, what I do, in case you haven't been watching, anything that I don't have anything to learn, I'll give it to my alt. Because she can still learn some things that are useful, so that I don't have to, so that she can also sometimes make things, rather than him having to make everything. Because he will eventually run out of legendary modules faster than if she helps. That's nice. Oh. Already on the way through the day's journey. You can always get a bullies from it. Or, yeah, you can always get a bullies possibility, but I'd rather learn bullies. Alright, now armor. What is my... I'm 11,000. Okay, so... Don't be an idiot. I probably hit that a while back, and I'm an idiot. Let's throw a bunch of stuff back in the chest. Swap gear here. This is what I do. I'll like have some sort of a goal in my mind. Like I want to make sure I don't go over 11,000, right? Because the discounts are coming today. But then I go over 11,000 because I'm focusing on B instead of A. It's just what I do. It'll probably never change. Because I don't write it down. I don't have like a checklist of all the things I need to be remembering. Because that would just be too much work. Here, let's go up to her place. and like move our base of operations. So they still get
Gathering.
this will still have some gifts even if the
Loading.
event is
Here.
ended.
Unpacking.
And
Hauling.
then
Jolly. Subroutine. Dump.
I'll enter the one up here. Yeah, I've been banking script for this event.
Told me I had a few blues. Screws.
This
I
is
am
a nice
still
place.
looking
Never was much of
for
a builder
those
myself.
screws. Or John.
It's weird that she only has so few in there. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to offload everything that he doesn't need. Excavator, cloaking. Basically, anything that's not BOP, I'm just going to hand off to her. Good lord, there's a lot that are BOP. Alright, so. That's BOP, right? I don't remember. Tell you what, I'm just going to get all the weapons and then just pop them in there. So I know the Vulcan stuff is BOP. Oops. Union is BOP. The armor is easy. Alright, so now I'll just dump as many things as I can. Because I don't want to... I need to go buy stuff to whittle down that 11,000 just a little bit. Not a lot. And right now she's just going to be holding these. Not really doing much with them just yet. Or anything with them. I might pop them back over to him. Now she's temporarily holding those things until I can burn through some of that 11,000. Okay, let's not crunch anything yet.
Why do they keep assigning me?
We're gonna go to this. I probably should have done that already. I was distracted. Wasted by my own petard. I'll also put Vulcan armor in there. Okay. My normal setup. Except these cards, of course, aren't set up right because they're set up for the other thing. So let's go camp. Now let's go spend on these on some stuff. I can probably spend down to 10,000, and that'll give me enough room to finish what I'm doing, and then I'll come back and buy more. I don't want to, like, fill up my inventory with things right now. Oops. Look at those prices. Those are amazing. That gives me some wiggle room and crunching things and bending things. I should have done that the moment I got out, but I didn't think about it. Now, if I had a proper checklist, then I would have done that. Okay. can't hand off the Hellcat to somebody else, so it's not really of use to me. Okay, so now I'll go over here. Oh, let me hand off items that I can hand off to her. What I can't hand off to her, I'll just put in the machine. Or make sure there's... Because there are some modules that I'd like to get this way. So let's see here. No, I don't need fireproof. I can't imagine I would ever choose that on a piece of gear or something else. And it's double script, which is nice. Alright. So now, oops. Now we're going to pass everything back over. Now that he has enough room to hold things. Whoops, I didn't mean to hit E. R. Oh, and let's grab everything out of here too. Except not the 4-star. Anything that's 3-star or 2-star or 1-star. Basically anything that's not 4-star, it comes out. Because I want... This I can focus sort of casually on, but I don't want to focus casually on those. I want to pay very close attention to what I'm doing. Just reviewing these real quick. Making sure I didn't miss anything. I don't care about chance to get, I only care about chance to learn. I forget that I can just do it right there. Is that because it's... Okay, yeah. Right, cloaking. No, I don't care about chance to get it. I do want overeaters. So this right now is mostly just a pass to see if I can learn anything before I do the next step. Okay. Fine, whatever. Alright, now are there any effects that are bound to me that I need to learn? Don't care about those. Don't care about those. Do care about those. Okay. Pack rats, nice. I very much care about through hiker. I like the specials. Don't care about those. Although I probably should have put that on her. Because that way she can learn through hikers. But that was on a piece of Vulcan. If it's Vulcan and it has that, then I need to keep it on me and do it. Like that I can pass off to her. So Because she can not only has a chance to get, but she'll have a chance to learn through hikers. That'll offload some of the burden of crafting those modules from him to her. Intelligence, yes. Belted is what? Ammo? I don't care about that so much. She needs to learn unyielding. Okay, so. Is there anything that I can give to her? I'll give to her. Anything that she can't use, or that I can't hand to her. The armor category. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. I'm just double checking. I don't care about charisma. That's the one thing I don't care about on the second star. I've done everything, right? No more weapons. Oh, these two. Those. Cross pistols, bind on pickup, right? Pass off to her, whatever I can. Yes, the minigun. Okay, that explosion effect is not something. All right, so we're good there, and he has 100377. All right. So then let's sit on those for a moment. Let's take care of her real quick. All right. Oh yeah, she can learn a lot. But the thing is, do I care about all of them? Yes, I do care about vital. I do care about instigating. Medics. Care about those. Care about Swift. Crippling is nice to learn too. And troubleshooters. Pack rats. Yeah, I'll learn that. Don't. Oh. Yeah, lead lined. Through hikers for sure. Nope. Yeah, troubleshooters for sure. Unyielding. That's a gimme. Care about doctors. Care about zealots. Alright, I think that's it. Now she has a huge amount of, well, not a huge amount, but a nice pool of script that she can also use to buy things from the purveyor. From Murgle. It's like from World of Warcraft, the Murlocs. Alright, now I screwed this up last time, believe it or not. I don't want to screw this up again.
Nothing like the shine of freshly.
So, Rangers, I don't care about any of those. Plus 5% bonus damage. That's not good, right? Let me look something up real quick. It's like, you'd think it would be good, but some of those don't stack the right way. They don't stack in a way that would be... in a way that would be Turtle, legendary 4-star. There we go. Angry Turtle did a sort of a examination. And he sort of ranked them. So I pay attention to him and a bunch of other people. I care about their opinions on things because they do a lot more testing than I do. He does a lot of testing, but he also borrows from other people testing. So he places Rangers. Does he look at Rangers in this one? Rangers as A tier. Okay, well maybe I'll hold on to it. PA, A. I mean, it'd be nice to get it out of that, you know, to extract it out and put it on something. But for now, I'll just, poison resistance, frozen, and ranger. All right. Let's see, what else do I have? Runners. He places runners as really low, yeah, because we don't really care about action cost. So really, whoops. Don't want to destroy it. I want the chance to learn runners. Nope. Okay, scanners. Scanners A tier.
Why'd I haul this stuff all the way out here?
Okay, so
I haven't seen any
that's
other road.
good for VATS builds. That's always nice if you're running a heavy weapon. That's, yeah, that's, I can see that. Okay, GS, LS, LLV plus, plus APR. Let's just use the correct term. That way I get used to it. Defender and scanner. Yeah. This one is, reflective, yes. Now the problem is, do I already have a left arm that's reflective? Probably. I messed up last time when I did that, but I'll go ahead and name it right now. PA, Mutant Slater's left arm, Vulcan, strength, electrified, reflective. This one, Bruisers, which Bruisers isn't good. No, it's not. Okay, yeah, melee weapon deals plus damage. It's additive on top, and it's not very good. It's like barely noticeable compared to like Pounders, for example. And there's nothing else that I would want from there, so I'm just gonna crunch that. Nothing learned. Propelling. Yeah, that's another shitty one. There's nothing else there that I need, so nothing learned. All right, so far, let's work on a reflective build, and hopefully that adds a new slot that doesn't already have reflective, but we'll see. So what is that? Reflective on left arm. Left arm has Aegis. Nice. So there we go. Now I just need to fix up the first, and I need to put troubleshooters and through hikers on there. So troubleshooters and through hiker. So do I have those in my inventory? Whoops. I don't like the interface. If I have troubleshooters and through hikers already on me, that would be fantastic. Like if they dropped from the instance. Okay. Yeah. Nope. Nope. Okay. So what I have to do is I have to get them from the alt, or I have to craft them. I have to craft them. So let me go to her. Let's see. Troubleshooters, good. To make it. And then through hikers. Through hikers. Yes. Don't have to craft anything. That's the way I like it. Save those legendary modules for something else. Alright. So, all set to go. I like to minimize the amount of time that these modules are sitting in a bag. So even though you could theoretically get back in and not lose your stuff. Look at that. I think the original armor is so ugly. Yes, it shows off that you're using Vulcan armor, but I think it's ugly. Okay, so reflective. So we're going to get troubleshooters. And now I'm going to rename it. P-A-T-L-A. Vulcan. S-T-R-T-H. There. Nice. Now I'm up to 80% reflective, which is 40% of damage returned. That's amazing. All right. That time I did it right. So the only thing I'm looking for now is to remove this rejuvenated piece and put it on the Overeaters set. If it needs it. I don't know if it does. And then I'll save the Aegis for something else. So I'm going to just put this, because Aegis is supposed to be very, very good as well. Scanners, Rangers, okay, that's fine. Put all this back in. So I'm sort of, adding up a bunch of Vulcan power armor here. This is what the V is. I could put the V first, and I might do that. But I've always wanted it to sort by effect first, just for at least Secret Service armor. Because notice how it's PA. What I should do is put a V there, but then I wanted all my power armor to be lined up like this. Maybe I could put PAV, make it the third letter and make it capital. That way all the PAVs sort together, and I save myself an extra character. I'll have to think about that. It's a lot of work to redo it, and this is Covert Scout, because I also want to build a Covert Scout with sneaking reduction, reduced detection chance. So I have like a true super stealthy build that I can just walk next to something and it's not even going to notice that I'm there. Like the detection bar won't even change. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if the slots overlap yet. So I have, as far as Aegis goes, I have right arm, left leg again, so that's a duplicate. But I do have sentinels there, even though it's broken. Maybe I'll fix it someday. Left arm again. Yeah, it's usually what happens, left leg. Lots of duplicate slots, so not as helpful. I could probably crunch them to maybe learn Aegis. Let me do that. Let me try to reduce the duplication here to save space. Maybe I can remove one of these from consideration. All right. It's easier if I have a piece of power armor frame to put them in. I don't have one. I could go get one. Yes. It's much easier to sort through one that way. There's often a power frame this way. Is it there? Is it there? It's not there. All right, there's another place. I'm in danger. I'm in danger. Wait, do I still have... No, I'm not using that armor, so it wouldn't do it from that. Make sure I'm on my travel build. Another place that I know there's one. Go here. Yeah, normally seeing no health or no having my food and water buff be that low would annoy me, but she's just in a support role, so it absolutely does not matter. It affects nothing that she's doing. I probably could have had 5 slots of reflective now if I'd paid better attention the last time. Very annoying, very annoying. There's sometimes a set of armor inside one of these buildings. The one on the right as you're going towards the mine. No thanks.
This is a pretty cushy posting, all things considered.
Over. And it's not there. Yes, I'm killing more miners. I might as well kill them while I'm here. Damn it all. It's so easy to get sidetracked in this game. It's like side quest upon side quest upon side quest. Oh. Why is he... I'm not wearing that armor. Why is he automatically using stim pads? That's really weird. Is there something I'm not noticing? I'm not... What the hell's going on? That's so weird. It's like it still thinks I have medics on me. Is that a bug in the game? God forbid there would be a bug in the game. Because that's what medics does. If you're below 50% health and you take damage, it'll take a stim pad. That's what it was doing. But I'm not wearing the power armor. I'm clearly wearing my unyielding armor. Very strange. Alright, let's grab that Mentats.
Greetings. Detection error.
And we'll look on the top.
System is
Thing,
currently offline.
Okay, so another place it can be.
Denied until ventilation process is complete.
I mean, I need another frame anyway for my other character to build the last alt power armor, or to sort through the power armor that she has. So this will ultimately be a beneficial effort, even though right now it's a bit of a distraction. Like, you're really going through all this effort to just sort through a few pieces of armor. Well, yes, it's that, but I'm also going to use it on the other character, so I really need another power frame anyway. This is just, might as well get it now that I'm thinking about it. There can also be one right over here. And it is not there. Alright, well, now it's time to do it the other way.
This cloth is so old, it is
Let's look and see if any of these alts have one. Because they did. I remember, like, I was collecting them here and there. That's how I got 2 of the frames, was I just popped to an alt character, and oh, yep, there's 2 power frames. Power armor chassis. Just power frame is shorter and easier to say. Just drop it out here. He has one. Or 2. 2225. That looks nice. I called him First Adventurer because they don't have, like, early in there. Early Adventurer would be nice. Armor. There we go. Ooh, what power armor pieces does he have? I'll drop those over as well. Yeah, they have their default excavator that I made a few of them an excavator piece so they could get into a nuke zone because they were sort of leveling on the side. When they were leveling up, there would be a nuke zone and they couldn't get in. I'm like, well, damn it, I'm gonna make it so they can get in there. Those. Get in, and now it's hit. I'm going to dump these in the box so he can sort through them. Oh, right. That's his Secret Service gear. He's holding on to. Oh, whoops. Okay. Yeah, multitasking, doing many things at once on multiple characters can be very distracting. Alright, so let's go back to Bryn. See, there it behaved. It didn't try to push me down to block that character. It just went right to the first item, join. That's what it should do, always. Because I'm using the keyboard, and the keyboard should just default to the very first item of every list that you go to. Alright, so here. I'm going to... just using this for the purposes of sorting real quick.
This is a nice place. Never was much
Aegis,
of a builder
Aegis,
myself.
Aegis, Aegis, Aegis. Okay, so I have 2 duplicate pieces, so which are the best ones?
This cloth is so
I have
old,
Sentinel,
it is crumbling
2 Sentinel.
into
Let's
powder.
collect Sentinel pieces in case they
I
ever fix
win
it.
the lottery.
And then the other, the 3rd and 4th stars, good. Harder to put back on or get. First 2 stars, we'll just sort of let those slide. So I'll crunch these 2. I'll keep those. And what I'll do is I'll just call this the Aegis set. And I'll sort of build it as an Aegis set. EA, Vulcan, Aegis. It's my Aegis holder. So yeah, I'm not going to share it. It's not going to go to the other characters.
So much junk, so little time.
So what are we doing now? We're doing... I need to give these to her.
Why do
She's
they
the
keep
overeater
assigning me
queen.
Maintenance duty? How
You
am I gonna
are
make night without
a
more
piece
combat?
of crap.
Building overeater sets for all the alts. Sorry. Building overeater power armor sets for all the alts. 3. Then let's pass over... Let's crunch these Aegis sets and see if I can get some Aegis modules out of them. I really wish Save Everything was working. Nothing learned, nothing extracted. Sad. Sad face. Alright, so let's pass over some modules. Little time as possible spent with them in transit. Because if the server were to crash, I don't want to lose them. Look at all these lovely modules. Options. Less cost in adding them to things because I don't have to craft them. Ooh, wow, I have 5 Aegis pieces. Boy, someone's gonna like look at that and so give them to me. All right. So let's grab some of these out. Let's see. She has a T45. So this is the one where I have X pieces and T45 pieces. I have an ultrasight set. Pull out both ultras. Then I have a Raider set. And it looks like it's a duplicate, but we'll figure that out. Okay, so. Right leg. Ah, that works. All right. Raider set. Arm, that works. Alright, and now ultrasight. Left leg. Alright, well that one already, the other one already has a left leg, so I'm not going to put it in there, right? So I need to rename these. Whoops. I didn't think about naming them. Okay, so this one has left arm, left leg. So it's all left and right arm. It's a lot to remember. My poor little head. So, left arm, left leg, right arm. Oops. Didn't do it in order, but that works for now. All right. And the X45 one, it's just a hodgepodge. It's just a placeholder thing now. This one, I believe, is... Whoops. Flake out on me. It's the same as this one, right? So, left arm, left leg. PA Ultra. Left arm, left leg. Speed both of them out. Left leg, left arm, left leg. All right, so we're good there. I'll probably get rid of. Oh no, I'm not going to get rid of that. That's her set of choice. I don't think she'll ever have any other power armor other than the Excavator OE. Overeater's Excavator. These are all, of course, Overeater, just not marked because I want to save characters for more description on what slots are already filled. All right, so now let's bounce out of here. Yes, I know this is a long, laborious process. Character. Let's see if Olive has anything. Come on, Olive. Give me a power armor set. A frame. Give me a frame, baby. Let's check in with this guy real quick. Back to my favorite swap spot on a private server. There we go. All right, so let's drop that. And then let's pass over that. Make sure you go to third person before you try to get in. Otherwise, you can lock up. I've never had it lock up in third person yet. Okay, now it's his. He's going to drop it for Bryn. Over at her place. He got that, right? Yeah.
This is a nice place. Never was much of a builder myself.
So tedious, the process of getting in and out and having to manage it. All right. So many things I don't want to carry around. Alright, so now we're looking at Raider's armor again. Raider. Again, it doesn't have to be the best possible armor in the whole game. Oops. Let's trade this using the baby bag. Raider power torso. Oh, nice. That's good. And I don't really care about any other slots. Oh, I probably should... left leg, left arm, left leg, right arm, chest. Or PA raid. Left arm, left leg, right arm, chest. I don't use torso because that gets confusing with troubleshooters.
How am I gonna make night without more combat quotations?
And the helmets I can make on bridge, so those will be the last thing I add. So I guess I could just say raid. The only slot he needs is left arm, right? Or right arm. Double check that. Oh no. Right leg. Needs right leg. Derp. Okay. Okay. So right leg will complete that set. Again, I'm not concerned with anything but the first star for their use of this in like nuke zones and stuff. I'm not going to play them at this point very much, but again, like I said, sometimes it's fun to have a fresh start on things. So I just sort of like, it's like slumming. You're just like, hey, let's just go have fun on this one thing. I don't know how that got there. Very annoying. Let's just replace that with something less annoying. There we go. Let's see what else. These are all set. Alright, so now that we have her sorted out, let's actually join the group. Why are you doing that? Sometimes it just refuses to behave my keyboard's instructions. I'm like hitting right arrow and it's not going over. Okay, so we're good here. There's nothing I can use. Do I have any rejuvenated pieces? Yes, I have that rejuvenated. What I really need to do too is get more power armor frames so that I can collect these 4 stars together. This one I can probably crunch. It's only 3 stars. If I get like you know, a bunch of ranger pieces, if I get more than one ranger piece, even just the weight of this by itself is 8 pounds more than a frame that it would fit into, right? So it would be better to put this inside of a frame, even if it's the only piece in the frame. It just takes less space. And if you have multiple pieces, like if I had 2 miasmas, then that would be even better. Although what I'm probably going to do is crunch some of these. Let me go look back at Angry Turtles video. Should have left that up. Let me find that frame. I mean, it's always possible that these will change in priority, but the likelihood that they'll become suddenly best in slot is pretty low. Okay, so I'm looking at his page, and as far as these go, Ranger was like, yeah, tankies. He has it as B tier. Yeah, not very useful. Dependent on standing still, which always sucks. I mean, yes, like there are certain times where it's nice to have a piece of gear. The thing there is there something massively better than that? Yes. So there's no reason to collect that right now and take the space of the stash for it. I mean, maybe later to be great, but I just don't have the space for it when it comes to like farming for these things. And of course, I'll probably kill myself later. Or not kill myself, but like kick myself later. Okay, this is good. What I really should do is just have a power armor frame for each of these 4-star effects. Then I could just collect them and collect them and collect them in case like Miasma became suddenly fantastic. Right now it's just B level. See, like as far as like this goes, I would rather have rejuvenators. You know, I'd rather have rejuvenators. So I'm gonna remove that. Radioactive powered, no. This is, what is it called again? Battle loaders. No. If it's not A tier or S tier, then it's probably not worth keeping. Rangers. Yeah, so just those two, really. The rest I'll just crunch. And since save everything isn't working, I'll just, this one, no. This one, I don't know what I was doing with this rejuve. I already compared it, right? I'll hold on to it for a moment and then I'll compare it. All right, so let's double check my Vulcan OE. Make sure that rejuve is just redundant. I think it is. So left leg, rejuve. Although this one has through hiker, which is what I do want. So that's better. That's right, I had not yet compared this. Okay, I can replace the OE and the second star, which I still haven't decided on, very easily. So that's good. Belted gets crunched. Better to be safe than stupid. Alright, still didn't learn it. Sad face. Go away. Glowing meat I can use to make the melee stuff. And actually, let's pop some over to him. She should have a lot. Yeah, 'cause she was killing those stupid things. Actually, let's just pop over the salt and pepper too. Because then he can just sort through it and then just dump whatever he doesn't want to keep. So, you know, even this, you know, even just 3 strength, or even just the 3 luck, you know, from just the rabbit chunks, just to get a little bit of luck, is fine. You know, it doesn't. Now that I have 4 reflective pieces, having a bazillion luck points is going to be less and less important. So, you know, that's not bad. Throw all this stuff over to my other alt. Let's toss. Yeah, I'm still sorting from that 1 hour. Of course, now I'm going to break and do the score dailies. Oh, I don't need that. I already have a ton of those. Ooh, jetpack. Nice. That will go on the Overeaters one. I'm going to do that now. Yes, it might be replaced. That whole piece might be replaced, but at least I'll have a jetpack on it for now, because it's fun. I'll have to figure out what to paint it. Nice. Jetpack. And let's check and see what that other one was. Was that something for the arms? I like my legs and chest to be what they are, that's fine. But if there's something better for the arms, I would totally be up for it. Okay, so left arm. Ah, I haven't put it on yet. So this is... So that's what I had before, right? So, don't care about that, don't care about that. I'm looking right here, right at this entry right here. I'm not using a scope. Plus 15 unarmed. Alright. Let's see, left arm, right arm. Yeah, optimized bracers is still the best. But was this for pants? Cooling vent, that's what it was. And that's minus 5% power armor battery drain rate. Nope. No thanks. So what I will do is I will repair this while I'm thinking about it. Oh. Brand new. There we go. Yeah, there we go. When it's brand new, it's like at 100%. And I probably need to pull the auto axe back out. Is there anything else I need to give to her? I know she needs to give things to him. I'm using a macro that just hits spacebar over and over when I click the side button on my mouse. That's how that does that so fast. Nice. Think. Ah, yes. She's carrying way too many things in her case or stash box. A lot of this stuff. It was just Tyranny of the Urgent. Me just throwing it over her to real quick. Throwing it over to her quickly. Because I was getting ready for another raid run, and it was just like, I have all this shit I forgot to get rid of, and now I'm just like, I'll just toss it over to her real quick. Okay. So these are going to get put on another alt. Normally I would use the case inside, but I'm being lazy. She is holding all that healing salve, although she doesn't need to. She only needs about 30 of them. Obviously, she doesn't need all those stim packs. Some of this stuff, I'll just hold on to it for now. I think that's it, right? Did I not do ammo? Okay. Now, and he will pick up all the junk. I am a bit of a pack rat. I don't like throwing things away if I can avoid it. And I don't think there's anything else he's going to pick up. Yeah. Alright, so time to swap through the alts real quick to grab some of those items so they can be stored. And then, once stored, I will do the daily score for your entertainment. And now that you can see me bounce back and forth, it's more meaningful, maybe. It's nice when I'm not bored and I don't have to pontificate about stupid things that don't matter. Especially to you. Especially on my opinion. It's like, yeah, your opinion. Get back to the game, Nathan. This is my food lady. Did I put Brahmin milk in there by accident? Maybe not. Glowing meat in there. I should probably put, well, the XP buff is over. I probably should have been using cranberry, but it's just one more thing to micromanage. Whoops. Not that. That. And that. There we go. She has all the other food items, right? Yes. So Brilla's the food lady. She's the lunch lady. Bridia is chem lady. She's the chemistry professor. It's funny when you know exactly where this picture was taken. That's when you played the game long enough, you're like, oh yeah, that's the hill right above the thing over there. This is the hill that's very close to where the... I'll show you where it is. I'll point it on the map. Or close to where it is. That little spot is over this way. Somewhere along this ridge, I believe. I think. It might be up here. Oh, wrong place. Habit. This is the chem lady. She's going to pick up all the aid items. Yes. Can't pick all these up at once. You have to split it in half. There we go. So if you ever run into that problem, that's why. You can't pick up beyond a certain amount of weight in one go. Even if you can carry it, you can't pick it up. It takes the weight of the items in the chest, I believe, and if it's like more than a certain amount, because even though when you pick it up, it's going to weigh a lot less, by itself in the chest, it weighs, 1,200 pounds or 1,000 pounds or something, and you can't technically pick that up in one go. So it thinks, oh, you can't carry this. Assuming you didn't have, any weight reduction perks. Olive holds the explosives. Again, habit. Did I leave anything? Oh yeah, I left a blood pack. And I'll just... Yeah. Alright. That's good. I'm not going to get too anal retentive about it. I'm anal enough as it is. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Oh, silly me. I forgot to move more things over. I took all the 8 items from her, but didn't take them from him. Are the gifts gone? Gifts might be. Let's go back to the correct place. I'm going to keep the group XP ones. Huh, 1,050 pounds. That's amazing. Poor thing. So overweight. Sorry, not overweight. Weighed down.
Don't
That's the more
face
appropriate way to
the
say it.
wasteland without
All right,
the
so let's
proper supplies.
let's go ahead and do the score for the day, and then I'll worry about vending and making up for lost caps on the various characters from when they bought their gold. All I've had today was iced coffee, but it's made with heavy cream, so it's very filling. A mix of heavy cream and milk on top of super concentrated coffee that's been brewed like
This is
with a very weird
nice
ratio
place.
of water
Never was
to
much of a builder myself.
grounds. Whoops.
How
gee,
could
thanks.
anyone throw away this used toilet paper?
Why? Because I'm within it, it won't let me travel to it. Okay, let's get rid of the nuisance over here.
It's hard work.
Go away. Stop kicking that box, you annoying NPC. Alright, so what do we have? What are we doing here? Okay, this is easy, this is easy. All easy. All very easy to do. And he has a spare one. She's already done. Which is to crap funk to produce bud. Let's go get the soap. You can always look in here and see if there's soap. Probably not. Okay, there's a few locations for soap. This is lessons on where to find things. The first easy location, if you have to collect like a dozen soap or something, this won't work. You'd want to go to a different place. There's a place that is, if you teleport to this camp, see where this is right here? That location is just about where, that bottom of that is just about where you want to be. There's a bathtub there that has like 20 soaps in it. So if you need a bunch of soaps, that's where you go. If you only need a few, then you go to the White Spring Mall exterior. The only reason you would go here instead of the other one, even though there's a bunch of soaps there, is it's a long trek. You have to run all the way down this hill to get to it, and it's just easier in many ways just to go here. So we turn north, we go through the door here, we go into the bathrooms, we're out here, 1, 2, done, turn north. Should be some soaps in here somewhere. In one of these places. There's one. And it's silver, so I'm not going to leave it behind. And there's 2. Easy peasy. Alright, so next one. We're on him. So let's go kill mole miners. Oh, but they've respawned here. Actually, let's go down to Welch. So I'm just going to do it the hard way. Let me go to my travel-y build. Rather than doing a pit stop and then going down, I'll just go right there. Even though it's 19 caps. And then I will send her over to the Blackwater Mine. There was a time when you could do this with Nuka grenades. You just throw a bunch of Nuka grenades and it would kill everything. Like in this town of Welch, and it was fun. It was wasteful, but it was fun. And that's partly why you play a game, to have fun. Those for the iron, or for the lead. He only needs to kill 3 more. So while it would be fun to bring her here and kill a bunch of things, I'm just not going to do it. Again, this game is so easily to get distracted in because it's so big and there's so much to do. I'm not talking like major quests to do, like little things, like, ooh, let's go collect some of these. Ooh, let's go collect some of that. Ooh, look at that shiny over there. It's like forever being distracted by shinies everywhere. Ooh, there's a new shiny that I've never done before. Ooh, what's that thing over there? Alright, I have to be very careful not to crunch my existing gear. So let's just park him right here. He's hidden. Map. That removes CPU or GPU overhead. And yes, I know she's still starving, but screw it. I don't feel like worrying about it. And thank you for the ESP mods that show all this stuff behind the scenes, behind walls, and weird stealth. Keep moving. Best to stay in motion when you're killing things in stealth, because they sense you and then they go, oh, they start shooting where you were, but by the time they fix on your location where you were making some minor sounds, you've already moved to the left or the right a little bit. Go away. A lot of work for very little reward. Alright, so Snallygasters. There's a couple places to do these. The first place is right here at Toxic Larry's. So we're going to send one person there. Normally I would do all of them there, but I'm going to show you 2 places. The other place is down here. It's the ones at toxic areas are pretty much guaranteed. They're always going to be there, at least on a private server. I can't speak to whether they'll be there if you're on a public server, because someone may have just killed them. But if you hop around from server to server, they'll be there. So this guy, I'm just going to put him inside his survival tent for the moment. And there's the Snallygasters. Notice how I'm strafing. Even though I'm... See how he's running toward where I was a moment ago? That's how you do stealth. The other way is to jump up and shoot. That way when they do shoot back, they're shooting way up in the air. So you're like, you jump here, shoot, 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 shoot. Jump over here, shoot, 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 shoot. And that way they're always just aiming like over your head when they're trying to kill you. Alright, plant-based meal. Do I have any on me? I need to make some. Tell you what, let's go make some grain. Right there. So. Check this one real quick.
Hi there, citizens. Super Duper Mart is where you will find amazing deals on the finest food. Super Duper Mart is the
Oh, they're gone.
super
Okay, Christmas is
duper
over.
deals.
Good to know.
Welcome.
I'm sort of glad. It's a relief.
Please see our helpful automated staff if you need anything at all. Welcome to Super Duper Mart, future of grocery stores.
Nothing useful. Alright, the other Snallygasters are over here at the flooded train. I've never not seen Snallygasters there, so we have a good chance of finding them there. Okay, let's just put her on pause. There they are. This is also a place to find a weapon mod. Can't hit it when it's behind something. I'm not going to worry about looting that one. We do want to go to the second car here. First car, second car on the edge here. And sometimes, and there it is, broadside or multi-shot canister. We'll go and take it. Sometimes it's a useful mod. That one I don't know. I don't remember how useful that is. But we'll take it anyway. Alright, eat a plant-based meal. Let's just go back to here. She is going to pick up some brain food. That's right, she's in support mode, so she has already green fingers on. Pick up a couple dozen of these. Brain fungus. Glowing thanks to ESP mods. Nighttime is a fantastic time to pick all this shit up. Alright, let's just get a few more. Don't have to make them all. That should be enough. They won't help him, but at least, you know. 6 boiled water.
Error. Report. This unit attempted to decorate local fauna with a Rudolph
I'm hitting R over and over again.
failure case feature.
I could bind that to a macro really fast. Now, is this on Super Duper? No, it's not. Let's go. Works. Let's go ahead and have. Oops. Those guys are over there. That's weird. find the dog following me around to be kind of
Why
annoying.
do they keep assigning me maintenance duty? How am I gonna make night without more combat quotations?
I forgot I was on him. I thought I was on her for some reason. Alright, just make 16. I'll drop 10. Yep, that was about just right. Okay, so that takes care of that. Alright, let's go ahead and make some more for her. Believe it or not, I got up to like 264 last season on Bridge, which was insane. I was really farming for it too because I wanted to buy out all the level up my legendary cards, and that was the most efficient way to do it for certain reasons. Well, it was the most efficient way to finish a few of them. Okay, so best build camp. We're still on our support build, so let's go there. And I'll just travel to her. See that? Why does it go to block for session? I didn't use the mouse to get there. Ugh, it's so annoying. Clever. Very cute. Very cute. That's not terrifying at all. Very creative. I like it. Alright, so now we're going to go directly there. See, I saved myself 5 caps by doing it. I think, is he, it's just nighttime, right? That's why it's so dark. He didn't use the Halloween thingy. The Halloween environment thingy. I don't know what it looks like. I don't have one. Okay, so this is done. Alright. So yeah, first adventure. I chose that because I've been playing since the first year. I started about 5 months after the game came out, after it left beta. So I'm not like, one of the super early first people. I heard about it and it was like, oh, I don't play Fallout. Like I never played Fallout 4, so it wasn't like something I was like really keen on doing. Bloodsighters in there. Don't know if it's good or not. Alright, and then of course, shop. The Christmas gifts will be gone, or the wrapping paper will be gone. But maybe we'll get another crate of stuff. Oh, lunchbox. Okay, well, that works. That means 2 lunchboxes, 1 on each account. And I can probably change this over to Nuka-Cola. Which is what it's normally set to. And same thing with him.
This unit has been programmed with the task of wishing all who cross its path a happy holiday. Initiating happy holidays.
Why do they keep assigning me maintenance duty? How are we gonna make night without more combat rotations?
Milks. 9 slots left. So Deathclaw steak, meat steak. Free luck is better than nothing. Now I have to prioritize. Let's see, I have a lot of glowing meat steak. Okay, hot dogs are easy to get, so I'll move that out. Put in the luck. Four XP ones left. I want the squirrel bits to go in there. Let's take out. Take out glowing meat, red stag meat. Put in squirrel bits. That'll be XP. It's one of the few ones that's worth going out of your way to find the materials. Actually, I could probably make it now, couldn't I? Salt. Salt and rock together. Okay. That was me already.
God, I hate blue bugs.
Tasty squirrel. Yeah. Oh, I have the salt on him. Okay. So we just need 2 boiled water, 2 potatoes. The dog, I could do without. Honestly, it gets annoying after a while. It's like this thing just constantly following you around like a pathetic little loser. Like, pet me. Why aren't you petting me? You need to pet me. It's like, oh, go away. You're annoying me now. Okay, now we're back to a good equilibrium of items in here. As I pulled the rad stag meat out, it's taking up a lot of room, and I'm gonna veer away from this 8 luck bonus and go with the 3 luck, because now I have 4 reflective pieces, and that should make up for the fact that I don't have my luck is not as high as it used to be. Let's just take 1 cup of tea, take all the cake. Do I have any vintage Nuka Shine to put in there? It's me being tricksy. So when people see that, ooh, what is that steamy thing? They grab a Nuka Shine, right? They drink a Nuka Shine, and then all of a sudden the screen starts changing color, and then after about a minute, 2 minutes, they get teleported somewhere random, and it's I don't know. I've never been teleported to a place that's unsafe. It's more like a little mini adventure. Like, ooh, what's the adventure you're going on now? You're gonna go there. Okay, I'm gonna dump a bunch of crap.
Everyone appears to have died. This is terrible. Error. Tier levels.
Actually, let's
to catastrophic levels.
let's look at these.
Rebooting.
Now that I'm thinking about it. Remember, I'm also thinking of cheaper foods. Foods that are cheaper to make, that give me less of a buff, maybe perhaps for less duration, but it's still good. Okay, so the mole rat meat, or mole rat chunks, is 3 strength. I think I'm going to avoid this because the death claw steak is 5, and I can get it out of this machine over here, right? So it takes 0 work. I just have to remember to grab it and stick it in the thing. Rad stag meat is easy to get. It's just from there. And unfortunately, this never has whiskey, so it's sort of a bummer. This guy should be done. Although you can get to this from your normal stash, so it's less important that I go over there. Let's see here. So yeah, let's just dump some stuff. I'm never gonna make 3 strength. I can get more red stag meat if I needed to, but I'm moving away from using that meat anyway. Glowing meat is easy to get. I don't need sugar bombs. I don't need brain fungus. I don't need dirty water. I don't need death omelet. Omelette. I'm just gonna dump these things because I don't want to keep carrying them, and it's not worth it just for one item to like swap over to another character. Okay, so we're good here. We're more organized. We have a plan. I need to get more power armor frames so I can start collecting the higher S and A tier 4-star effects, in case I want to build a set out of it. This and this in there. Alright, so
This is a nice
I'll use
place.
her lunchbox
Never
again.
was much of a builder myself.
Let me look at my cheat sheet. So I do want to run this again. Not for the XP so much as for just gear drops. The XP's fine. It's just, you know, it won't be as good as it was. Live and love. Okay, so looking at my raid prep checklist for the aid column. Super, leader, psycho buff, lunch boxes. She provides that. Bird ball.
Nothing like
Okay.
a shine of freshly polished
And over here, whiskey, broiled scorched beast brains. I don't have those, so I'm not going to get extra int. That's fine. Deathclaw something. So in this case, let's go with Wellington. We'll just go ahead and exhaust those out. Glowing meat steak, 2 of those, and 2 Deathclaw steaks because each of these only last. Sorry. If I were to pull out 2 Deathclaw steaks, I would pull 2 out. And I need to. What am I doing? I'm messing this up. Here. Do this here. There we go. Alright, so. Either 2 Deathclaw steaks or 1 Deathclaw Wellington. 2 glowing meat steaks because it lasts 30 minutes. See that down there, 100% melee damage for 30 minutes. Hot dogs, 2 of those. They last 30 minutes. Mirelurk Jerky also lasts 30 minutes, I believe. So this would be extra HP for 30 minutes. This is damage resist for 1 hour. Okay, just use one of those. These are all 1 hour. And then seared venison with berries, that lasts a very long time. Smoked Mirelurk fillets, carry weight. Tasty squirrel stew is XP, even though I don't have the double buff. It's still better than nothing. Carry weight booster, got one of those. I'm done with the food items. Be nice to say, don't show me the special stored items, just show me the ones that are restricted to here. And then pemmican. 8 endurance, which is really nice. Don't do perfect bubblegum because I'm saving those for the Overeaters modules. I will check 23, 26, 45.
Why'd I haul this stuff all the way out here? I haven't seen any other brotherhood like this right there.
R1 and R2 are raid items 1 and 2. Alright, so let's double check. Make sure I'm only carrying what I need to carry. So the 2 raid weapons, my raid armor, some of those will be taken off, but I still need to carry them. It's too heavy. Well, no, it's not too heavy. It's way too heavy in the stash. These I will drop 15 of them. Yes, treasury notes. 3 fusion cores is enough. I could probably even get away with 2. Trader, let's exchange our treasury notes. Let's double check her real quick. Nice. Still things. Glowing meat. Just here. Why not? It's free. Tell you what, let's just keep those out. And assign those here. They're cheap and easy to make. Get our health back up. And so we've got 8. That's good. So 8 of those are 24, 24. That's good. Check here. Nothing fermenting. Good. She has 22 whiskeys held for him in case he needs them. Alright. Okay, while we're waiting, we'll go ahead and pop this up.
Crap. Did I spill something or was that still there?
It automatically picks the maximum amount. That's good. Okay, now before we do anything else, I also need to go. I'm glad I remembered this. I'm doing it again. I'm sort of getting ahead of myself.
Do not worry, Jingles. I will take good care of you.
I was about to do it again. This is why this game, I feel like a spaz sometimes when I play this because I can get so easily distracted. We need to go spend down our script. I'm going to do it on him right now. I'm going to save her for tomorrow. Or later today because I don't want to have to like micromanage 2 characters worth of inventories right now. Okay, so now the trick is, what do we buy? If I look at my list, because remember the goal here is primarily, well, it's to find gear that's usable, of course, but it's also to find legendary effects that I want to try to either extract the mods or, better yet, learn the recipes. And I have a whole bunch of 3-star ones, but there's still a whole bunch of 1-star ones left. So what I could do is just buy a whole bunch of 1-star, let's see, anti-armor, that's weapon. Let me pull this over here. So, anti-armor, that's weapon. Chameleon is armor. Armor, armor, armor. Weapon. I think that's stars. Is that armor? No, it's ranged. Okay. So basically, maybe a balance. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. Mostly weapon. Okay. So it'd be nice to learn all those weapon things. So if I were to buy a crap ton of these, I can at least get those. I can remove those from the table of things I need to concern myself when it comes to. And of course, most of these work with ranged weapons, and I'm a ranged weapon person primarily, so. Space, space, tab, space, space, tab. I only have 3 2-star effects to learn. I will be funneling some of these to my other alt, my other main alt. Down to 9,000. All right. Let's see, the next one would be Chameleon, and that's not a thing. Cloaking, Executioners. Okay, nothing there. Juggernaut's is gear, or his armor, right? Oh no, that is weapon. Nothing there. Quad. Nothing there. Stalkers. I don't like it when something gets favorited like that. It's really annoying. It's like distracting. She needs to learn troubleshooters, vampires. Zealots. Stalkers. I think that's it. Alright, so let's bring her. Dorsey pick. There's a case here, right? I think there is. I think I've used it before. Maybe there isn't. Does the cigarette machine work? Yes. Some things are BOP. What you can do is, ooh, I want to keep. Some things I do want to crunch. If I can't give it to her, I do want to crunch it because I want the module. Ah, is that a learn? A drop? Okay, this radio is going to drive me. With the gramophone, sorry. Alright, so let's crunch on her. Don't care about aristocrats, assassins, berserkers, bloody, yes. There are many that I just don't care about. Others that I do want to be able to craft on at least one of these characters. Ghouls, humans, robots, troubleshooters. And the rest of these go into the machine. Well, that was a whole bunch of disappointment. But sometimes that happens. Thank God for double script. All right. He's ready to be brutalized again with disappointment. Let's see. Let's do legendary armor. There's still a couple pieces, a couple things they can both learn. As far as like facts, recipes. Should create a macro for this. Mostly doing it this way, I could be buying 3-star items, right? And there is an argument to be made which says that's the best way to do it. But the other way is that I just want to knock out the 1-star items off my list. So I don't have to concern myself with the 1-star prefix anymore. I can just make all those whatever I need. At least for the moment. I probably will buy a bunch of 3-star stuff when I get the last 5,000 or so. Or maybe even next. I don't know. But this gives me a better shot at learning those remaining 7 1-star effects that I really want to learn. Because there I can buy 1,000... Sorry, I can buy 100 items. Oh dear. Alright, I don't want to accidentally crunch those. So I'm good on aristocrats. I want chameleons. I want cloaking. I want she can't make overeaters, so I do know overeaters, so she's going to crunch all the overeaters. She's going to crunch all the troubleshooters because she still doesn't know it. She's going to do all the unyielding because she doesn't know those yet. And that's it. She gets all the rest, except for like that botsmith. Anything that can be traded. It's so funny. You can't trade so many of these different. That's one of the problems with learning so many sets is some of those sets are BOP. You can't trade them over. Trade as many as I can. I'm just using my macro to just send them over to her. Wow, is it really that many bind on pickup? Wow. Alrighty then. Alright. These are the ones that she still needs to learn that I care about. I don't know why I care about weightless. It's not a great third perk, but it's her first perk. But for some reason I have it in my brain that I want to learn it on her too. I think I'm probably confusing it with the weightless effect, third star effect on weapons. I think the weightless armor effect is shit. All right, he's good. Let's go back to him. Let's make sure she doesn't start spinning around. Protected from being crunched. Anything here I want to. I already know these, but I want the modules, or a chance at the modules. Okay. The rest of these can be sold. The reason they don't show up over here is because they've been modified with a look, so they specifically don't appear over here. I modified them with the Red Viper, it's called. Red Viper look. That way they don't appear. They won't appear in the list of things that can be sold to the Legendary Exchange vendor. Oops. Okay. Well, that's disappointment upon disappointment. So let's do a little bit different here. Let's go to how much of the ones that I need from 3 stars are armor versus weaponry? It looks like it's mostly armor. So I want to learn Arms Keepers. That's armor. Sentinels, that's armor, even though it's bugged. Strength is weapon. Intelligence is weapon. Lightweight is weapon. Endurance is weapon. Those are the ones I want to learn the most. And it's sort of a mix. So weapon, armor, and then weapon. So 2 armor to 4 weapon. All right. And of course, along with these, I'll get the 1-star effects that I'm still needing to learn here and there. At some point, I will have to go through it. I'm starting to feel hungry. Down to 5,000. Let's do just to get closer to 5,000. All right. That's the one I got. Ooh, ooh. Added lucky. Oh. Oh, that's funny. So that was definitely just a mod, right? Okay. Chance to get. I'm not interested in chance to get yet. I'm mostly interested in chance to learn. Nice. All right, juggernauts. Let me make a place for that on my list. Juggernaut. Jug or not? Oh, I had suppressors on there twice. That's annoying. Well, that was also a wasted effort. I could have just copied that up. That was also a wasted effort. I could have just done that. And goodbye, zealots. All right. Good, good, good. Let's here. That was JUG. And there's a little arrow tick at the bottom of the 3. Added steadfast. I don't want added, I said learned. Whoops. Sometimes my fumble fingers mess it up. This one I know. Anything with quad I want. I know stalkers I need. Nibble. Whatever that is, nibble, right? Nibble. Vampires. Resilient. Lucky. Unlucky. Anything else that's bind up, pick up, well, I guess I'll find out when I try to hand it to her. Oh, nice. The Gauss minigun is bind up, pick up, yeah. Optimized. I like medics. That's optimized. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Was that a thing? Was that a thing? She's easy to see because I can just go right here. Yep, fast optimized. Oh wait, she already had it. Derp. So she must have gotten a mod. Nope, she learned something. What did she learn? What did she learn? Was it inertial? So, hunters, mutants, zealots, fine. Luck, I knew she knew. Ghost, fast optimized. No, she didn't learn anything. She didn't extract anything, so that was just an errant sound. Bats enhanced, I want. Troubleshooters. Durability. Alright. That gets marked in blue, which means they both know it. Yes, please. Alright, the rest of these get bended. Alright. him. And we will vend. No, double crunch. I would like to extract bats enhanced. Not as learning, but as an item to use. But no. Alright, now let's grab some 3-star armor. Whoops. Always throws me. Okay, legendary 3-star armor. We'll do 2,000 worth of these. So down to 3,000. It's too bad you can't buy 4-star items yet. I'm sure they'll add that at some point. Maybe this time next year. Certainly have enough room now to let's go. Just fill that out. Just to hit close to 3,000. I do want a chance at getting an endurance. Oops. What I need to be thinking about for the ones that like Botsmith that I can't hand to her, I also need to be checking for the effects. I don't think I can hand civil engineer to her, but I don't remember always which ones are which. Bolstering, I know I can't hand to her. I can learn toxic, chameleons. Cloaking. Added cloaking. I don't need to add it, I need to learn it. Alright, so no executioner's gear. Go down to, let's just hit the first stars right away. Okay, there would be no quad, there would be no vampires. Okay, so I'm good there. Alright. Botsmith. Trappers. Keepers of the barn. Oh, added. Two possibilities there. Nerd Rage. Be nice if there was a little indicator on the item itself, whether you could learn it or not. Oh well. For her to be able to make through hikers. I'd like for her to make intelligence. Readers. Not terrible. I guess because I do want to look. All the second star specials except for charisma I don't care about. So as I'm putting these in, I'm also checking to make sure if they use anything. I'm looking at the effects in the middle here. I think I'm going to take a break because my mouth is getting very dry, and I'll pick this up later on. And she has a lot to buy with as well, so that's nice. Maybe I'll get a few more. I'm sure I'll get many more modules, but I hope I get a few more. Learning. Either one is fine on either character. On him, more helpful, but on her also helpful. Yeah, there we go. Time to log out. I'll pick this up later. Then I'll run the raid again. I think that's yeah, let's go through this stuff in here. But no agility. Alright, well that's good. That's enough for now. And now I can show you. I already vetted it. So you can see what my desktop looks like. Oblivion related things. When I was playing WoW Classic. I'm not a person that likes having a lot of icons on my desktop, like as the applications install things and throw icons here. Don't let it do that. Don't let applications throw icons all over your desktop. That's not what your desktop is for. Your desktop is for organizing your thoughts, like this. This is what your desktop is for. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but what you're basically doing is you're playing into the way it worked when Windows first came out. Companies would pay Microsoft to have their icon on the desktop, right? Like, oh, we'll pay you an extra X amount if when you install it, you put our icon on the desktop. So it was a way for Microsoft to make more money. So basically, now it's just an option for all applications when you install them. But, and this was, of course, the default install, the default Microsoft install of Windows 95 or Windows 3.1 or whatever. And it persisted for a long. It may still even persist. Like when you install Windows or you open up a new computer that has Windows already installed, it probably has like a bazillion icons on the desktop, just cluttering it up. They're not necessary. All you have to do is go here to get to all your icons, right? That's it. Just go here. You don't need, or down here. This is another great place to store programs that you want to use, right? They're small. They don't take up a lot of screen real estate. They don't clutter your organizational mindset when it comes to, I want these things to represent the things I care about, the things I'm working on. So, games, I'm sort of like in the background. I haven't played Oblivion in a while. The Ultimate Leveling Guide for Oblivion. Mascar's Oblivion Overhaul, very helpful. Then I have Valheim stuff right here, right? This could go over here with Fallout, actually. I have some Fallout stuff here. More Oblivion mod stuff that I could pull down here. I probably will. This is a map that I want to build of a castle in Valheim. It's like a long-term project. It's already placed on grids. Someone did this for D&D, so it's kind of cool. Long-term project. I might do it, might not do it. But I can put this with Valheim. I can move these down here. I don't know why there's Oblivion mods and Oblivion mods. That doesn't make sense. Sparrow, what is Sparrow? Is this the Sparrow wallet? Yeah, it's the Sparrow crypto wallet. So that has their own thing. I don't know what Bay is. But anyway, organize your desktop, please, based on your projects, not based on companies paying Microsoft to install a fuck ton of bullshit icons all over the desktop. God, it's so annoying. Anyway,